Welcome to Drama Doc, where stories arrive and drama unloads. Let's begin. My fiancée cheated on me with my father. Final update. It has been a while since my last update, and I know some of you were wondering what happened to me. So first, I want to say this. I am still here. I know I disappeared for a bit, and I am sorry about that. The truth is that after my last post, I was nowhere near okay. I needed time to step away from everything and focus on putting my life back together. For a while, I isolated myself. I stopped checking messages and stopped reading comments. I just needed space to process everything that had happened. But I want you all to know something important. Every comment and message that people left did not go unnoticed. When I eventually came back and read through them, I realized how many strangers had taken the time to support me and offer advice. Honestly, that meant more than I can properly explain. When I was at the lowest point in my life, the people who helped me the most were complete strangers on the internet. So before I say anything else, I want to say thank you. Truly. In my last update, I mentioned that I had started taking steps to rebuild my life. I had scheduled medical tests, started therapy, and moved away from the apartment where everything happened. I am happy to say that at least one piece of good news came out of all of this. My test results came back, and everything was clear. I cannot even describe the relief I felt when I got that phone call. After everything that happened, the last thing I wanted was another problem added on top of it all. As for my new place, I have finally settled in. When I first described it in my last post, I called it a refurbished cabin. Looking back, that might have been a little generous. Technically, it was refurbished, but that was about 25 or 30 years ago. So when I moved in, the place was definitely a bit outdated. But with all the free time I suddenly had, I decided to start fixing it up properly. Over the past couple of months, I have slowly been renovating the place. Painting walls, replacing old fixtures, repairing cabinets, and just generally trying to make it feel like a real home. At this point, the only thing left is painting the spare bedroom that I turned into a small office. The only work I did not attempt myself was the electrical and plumbing. I have absolutely no experience with either of those things, and I had zero interest in electrocuting myself or dealing with pipes that I did not fully understand. Surprisingly, doing all this work on the cabin has been incredibly therapeutic. There is something calming about focusing on a simple task and seeing physical progress at the end of the day. It helped clear my mind in a way that sitting around and thinking never could. I am also still seeing my therapist once a week. To everyone who suggested therapy in the comments, I honestly think that advice might have saved me. Being able to vent, talk through my emotions, and get guidance from someone who is completely neutral has helped more than anything else. Slowly, things have started to feel a little more stable. I am still working at the same company. I have also started opening up a little more to a few co-workers I trust, including my boss, who some of you might remember from my earlier posts. Following my therapist's advice, I have also started reconnecting with some of my friends. At first, it felt exhausting, but little by little, I have been reintegrating into my old social circle. It has not been easy, but it has helped. Now that you are caught up on my life, I should probably talk about the situation with my family and my ex. About a month ago, I decided I was ready to speak with my mother again. Up until that point, I had her blocked on my phone. But eventually, I realized that avoiding the situation forever would not help anyone. So I unblocked her and gave her a call. She answered almost immediately. From the tone of her voice, I could tell she was panicking at first. I think she was not even sure if it was really me calling. Once I reassured her that it was actually me, I told her that we should meet in person and talk. She agreed right away. The next day, we met at a small diner near her house. When I arrived, she was already sitting inside waiting. The moment she saw me walk in, she started quietly crying. I sat down across from her, and almost immediately she started apologizing, over and over again. She said that when my father and Elle told her their story, she believed them because she never imagined something like this could actually happen. She said that when she saw me show up at the house that day, She was already furious and did not stop to question what she had been told. I told her that while I appreciated the apology, the things she said to me that day were incredibly hurtful. Some of the things she said were things no parent should ever say to their child. And hearing those words from her changed the way I looked at our relationship. She started crying even harder and insisted that she never meant what she said. She said that her anger completely took over in that moment. Instead of arguing about it further, I decided to move the conversation forward. I asked her what had happened with my father. She told me that the day after I sent her the video, she kicked him out of the house. They have been separated ever since, and she has already spoken to a lawyer. Then we talked about Elle. According to my mother, after I left the house that day and drove away, she went back inside and immediately threw both of them out. She said she was too disgusted to even look at them. We talked for about an hour in total. Before leaving, I told her something that I had been thinking about for a long time. I told her that when everything happened, I was at one of the darkest points of my life. And during that moment, I needed my mother. But because of what she said to me, she was not there when I needed her the most. And because of that, I do not know if our relationship can ever go back to the way it was before. However, I also told her that I am willing to try rebuilding our relationship. But it will happen at my pace, not anyone else's. Just as I was about to leave the diner, she stopped me. She said there was something important I needed to know. So I sat back down. Then she told me something that honestly left me speechless. Apparently, Elle showed up at my mother's house not long ago, and according to her, Elle is pregnant. She told my mom that she does not know whether the baby is mine or my father's. Elle apparently asked if my mother had heard from me so she could contact me and tell me herself. But since I have not spoken to either of them, my mother just sent her away. So that is where things stand right now. I have no idea what to think or what I'm supposed to feel about all of this. Right now, my head is full of questions that I do not have answers to. But I guess that is where the story ends for now. Thank you to everyone who has read these updates and supported me through this entire situation. I truly appreciate it more than you know. More drama is waiting. Check out one of these 2 videos next and subscribe so you don't miss the next upload.